far can art take you?
I'm trying to get a lift east.
Are you headed west by any chance, dude? No.
Two artists have 40 days to cross the United States. They start with just $1.
$1.
And right across America, they must rely on their artwork to pay for every meal, every ride, every bed for the night.
Yeah, I wonder why I did this whole project.
They may not cross more than 3 state lines in a week.
Come on, buddy.
And when their journey ends, they must fill a gallery with their work.
It's a lot of white space.
The winner is the artist with the greatest takings. The loser hands over every last cent from the trip.
This is a great and horrendous and beautiful and horrible trip.
Their journey is the art of survival. Their journey is Artrace. Previously on Artrace, Ben has been getting lost in the details.
Take me east. East.
While Kenny has been looking at the bigger picture.
It's billed as the world's largest easel.
Kenny's Artrace total is over $4,500, $200 more than Ben. Since leaving LA 30 days ago, Ben has covered over 2,200 miles, and he now finds himself in Athens, Georgia.
I'm on the side of the road like usual, on my way to some boys who do some welding in Athens here, Athens, Georgia.
Kenny is keeping up with Ben and has traveled over 1,900 miles to Colorado. He's come to the Rockies to make some money.
Nice to be in Aspen, man. It's nice here.
I might have something a little bigger over here.
Hey, I'm Ben. How are you? Good to meet you.
Me too.
I have a number of things that I'm trying to do. One is to just produce some art while I'm here in Athens.
Right.
And 2 is to hopefully find a buyer somewhere along the line for my art. But I figured you could help me with the first one.
Some welding areas out there that
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you I'm a great welder. I've done a bit of it.
do a lot of stainless.
Oh, you do stainless, yeah.
So Jerry starts showing me around the shop. He sets me up with a torch, some steel, some protective clothing, and he just lets me go to town.
Whatever's easier, I'll
I'll
do.
take you out there and show you the welding.
Welding's fun because the things that you don't feel like could possibly go together suddenly can. I thought in a place like this that there'd be lots of scraps all over the place, but there's really not. It's a real precision facility. So any scrap they have is like a perfect right angle. Everything in here is like a laser cut. I have no idea what I'm producing right now. I'm just building something higher and higher and higher.
Excuse me. I got a question. I'm on a project right now where I'm crossing the country right now, surviving on my paintings and drawings. I'm an artist from LA trying to get home from New York. And I just came across the idea, I did it once earlier in the trip, but of doing a drawing for someone of their dog, and maybe you'd buy it from me.
How much would you charge me?
I don't know, maybe you see the drawing and go from there. Like,
Well, you gotta give me a ballpark.
I don't know, like $40, something like that. If you like it, you like it. If not, I mean, I'm not in the field of doing doggy portraits, but I think it'd be kind of a fun thing to do. Interested?
If it doesn't exceed $40 and it's good, I will definitely consider it. How long do you think it would take?
No, 15 minutes.
Okay. And I'm assuming you only take cash. So I'm gonna have
Or
to,
cash or lodging.
I wish I could help you with that, but I'm full.
Ideally, if I could sell this, it would be great.
Dude, that's the jig we use.
Oh, you need that? Oh, no. Uh-oh. Can I unweld it for you?
Yeah, we can get it out. Break it out.
Yeah. My welds are so bad, it'll come right off.
This is so embarrassing. They've given me all this stuff, and now I've just completely ruined one of their welding templates.
Unfortunately, the only good weld I made was on that. It's too bad, because it was looking kind of cool.
I keep trying and trying. There's absolutely no way to remove the metal off my sculpture.
I welded it well, too. It's not going to come off. I don't know what to do.
I give up trying to get the template off the sculpture. The thing is, my piece is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's getting really heavy. I don't think there's any way I'm gonna be able to take this thing with me.
Well, this reminds me of the first piece of sculpture I ever did in an art class, Welding 101. And I had very little to choose from. The only good weld I had on this thing was on the one piece that they needed back. So that sucks. They were okay with it. They said they'll recut this piece, and I think they realized how hard I'd tried to actually pry it off, but it wasn't coming off.
Or just one spot, yeah.
Down. Stay.
I did one, like, the very first day I started the thing on the steps of the Metropolitan, I did one other drawing of a dog. That was actually pretty nice, a little Chihuahua.
But while I'm doing the portrait of Archie, a bunch of people gather around, and I'm thinking to myself, this might be an opportunity to make some money.
Archie. One Archie painting.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You got a deal. I'll give you $40.
All right. Yay.
Thank you.
I'm making my way across country surviving on my paintings and drawings.
Yeah.
And, I don't
So
know.
what do your portraits run? I got $40.
And then another person rolls up, boom, another commission. There are tougher ways to earn your lunch than drawing dogs.
Okay.
And thank you very much, Kenny. I
No,
love
thank you. They're beautiful puppies.
And then another person walks up wanting a portrait, and I'm thinking to myself, how many more dogs are there in Aspen?
I like that one.
I think it's really nice.
I like it. I think it's a good drawing.
very much.
Thanks.
Oh, we found some ice cream.
Can you do 40 for it? We've been doing 40. If you can. If you can't, if times is tough,
I tell you what, times are tough, but we wanted to make a living too.
thanks, man.
It's really nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, it's a real way to make a few dollars. And they're not staying still. They're like blah, blah. And so you picture what you get what you think will be a right angle, and it's like blah. It's hard. And I want to do it right because this is their baby. There's their baby, and I don't care if someone's paying 50 cents or $1 or $10 or whatever. I still care about the piece. And it's just like, it's hard.
Basically, I'm surviving on my artwork. This has been a challenge where I have a competitor, and we're both going in opposite directions. We're trying to get across the United States on our art alone. So the first day of this competition, they took my wallet away from me, and all I have is my backpack of art supplies. And everywhere I go and every person I meet, I basically do a piece of work for them, for the shop or for the individual. And this is the bird piece. It's kind of an abstract bird. It was inspired half by water and half by just kind of the industrial look of the shop.
Actually, 3 of us want it.
3 you want it?
$55.
55 bucks? Can I, that's great. Can I open it up still to anybody who wants to contribute? All right, guys, 3 guys just got together. They pooled 55 bucks. I know you're all welders. None of us are rich here, but if anybody can contribute $5, whatever, to the pool, I'm gonna start the auction right now. Starting at $55. Do I hear 60 bucks. Do I hear 60?
This is definitely asking a lot, but I decide to have an auction. All the welders are looking at me like I'm from outer space, but I really need this money.
Oh, we got a $5. All right. Much appreciated, thank you.
I decide to push it even a little bit further.
I got 60. I'll donate one more. Woo, 64. Do I hear $70? Can we raise it to 70? Woo, what do we have? Whoa, we got 74. It's going for 74. Going at 74. I'll take it. Woo! That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. I did. I'll show it to you. Thanks so much. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Okay, no more doggy portraits. Now maybe it's just Aspen, but I start thinking to myself there has to be a way of making a big art trade sale. I've set up a meeting with Bruce and Pam, and they own a hot air balloon company.
Is there any way possible that you could do one for us that has our balloons in it?
I would need photo references in order to do the balloons. They're just too transient.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's doable. I've got some at home that we can pull out. It's a deal.
All right, done.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Now, do we want to talk about where you want to stay tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, we might have to barter on that.
I know. I'll frame it for you.
Excuse me, sir. Just a quick question. I'm trying to go east. You're not going east by any chance, are you?
No.
Going the other way?
No, I'm going back to the house.
Back to home, okay. Just thought I'd ask, thank you. I'm always like, okay, thank you very much. Damn it. Just give me a ride. You have to stay in good spirits and like, oh, thank you. Oh, that's great. Oh, wonderful. Say hi to the kids. Okay. Man, I feel like 40 people, maybe 50 people I've asked today for a lift. And that's 50 no's. The one thing I'm learning is it becomes a lot easier if you just start narrowing down what it is you're trying to accomplish. So if I were worrying about accommodations on top of art, on top of a ride, nothing would happen. But first you do the art, figure that out. Then you deal with the ride, and then if you're lucky, you deal with accommodations. Yeah.
I'm there for probably about 2 hours. I'm just going right up to people and seeing where they're off to. Believe me, the more desperate you are, the more bold you become.
How far are you guys headed? What's
I can take you, all right. When you go on 72 right here, you're gonna hit Comer, then Carlton, and then you're gonna hit Elberton.
And Elberton, all right.
I can take you to Elberton. That'd be about as far as you know.
All right, let's do it.
It's really good to get out of another gas station, especially since it's getting so late. Elberton's about 35 miles away, and I get dropped off at a cheap motel.
Mainly what it goes over is not to get out of the balloon.
It's dawn, day 30, a ridiculously early start. But this could be the best part of the entire trip.
And then you'll follow the pilot's orders, run landing, you'll bend your knees, follow direction, and that you're old enough to drink champagne when we land.
This is my first time in a hot air balloon.
Go on a balloon.
And I can't believe an art trade pulled it off.
Very excited.
Hi, bud. I think in order to repay Pam and Bruce's generosity, I'm gonna have to do a very, very nice painting. It's also a pause from the frenetic nature of our race. No talking, no hustling. All you can do is just float and look.
Hold on to your hats, boys.
Well, I knew art would get me a lot of places, but I didn't think it would get me up here in a private hot air balloon ride. This is amazing. Dude, Bruce and Pam here above it all killed it. They've just made it awesome, made it very easy. Put me up, bought me dinner, and I get to sit in a beautiful valley and paint a picture for them.
This is day 30. I stayed in a motel in the town of Elberton last night. Woke up this morning, noticed that there was a tattoo parlor across the street from the hotel.
I'm not exactly sure what my plan is, but I'm thinking about all the stuff I'd like to display in my final show. I'd love to do a piece for that right now.
Hello. How are you?
What I'm thinking, if it's at all possible, basically everywhere I go, I do a little art episode. I just did some welding over at a factory and made a sculpture, and it's been in the back of my mind to do a tattoo. This is, I'm from Boston, right? Chowder's kind of like my favorite thing to cook, and came up with a few designs like that, and I guess I was wondering if you thought you could maybe walk me through the process. I can draw okay, but I've obviously never done a tattoo before in my life.
That would be okay.
A little easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
This right here got a lot more shading in it.
Shading, right, okay.
And word chowder would be easy.
Mm-hmm. Great, great.
I can walk you through that, no problem.
Okay. What would we do it on? In terms of, I'm too scared to go and do my first tattoo on my own arm. I'll do it on yours.
I know. You always want to keep the machine moving. You always want to keep the stroke the same.
I didn't expect it to be so heavy. It's been my dream since I was a little boy to be in a Georgia tattoo parlor. It kind of looks like a dimple and a very swollen neck after I hacked away at her for a good long time. But I think with a little ointment and a good night's sleep, she'll be fine. She'll be good to go.
Thanks again, guys.
And the tattoo
Take
parlor
care.
pays off in another way as well. Steve takes me in his truck 40 miles north, over the state line and into Anderson, South Carolina.
Now it's my turn. Now I gotta execute. I wanna do something really nice for Bruce and Pam. As you're working, when you start to make mistakes, you stop. As a writer, you don't push through if you want to work the next day. Or as a painter, you can't just work late, and then want to get up the next day and start again. You work until you feel, and you still feel good, and you stop. So the next day you can come and work again. If you work and push through, you end up making mistakes, burning yourself out, and the next day you won't make smart decisions. But all that said, I'm happy with it. Very happy with it. It's just at home when I work on a piece like this, I go home and I sleep for like 2 days. Hi. Hi. It's okay. They're all friends. The handing over of a painting is always a big deal, particularly in this case when I've put so much into it. It honestly feels like a really good deal to me. A painting I'm very happy with in exchange for an unbelievable experience. Wow.
Day 30 ends with a bus ride from Anderson, South Carolina to Raleigh, North Carolina. It's 300 miles, and that'll mean I'll arrive really early in the morning, but at least it'll save me a night's accommodation. This is day 31. I arrived here in Raleigh at 4 in the morning. Grabbed a taco with my last $10, $9. My plan is to talk to the owner of the cafe, who has a collection of sort of African art. I thought that at least one of my pieces might fit in really well with his collection here. Ideally this piece, which is I think the piece that would probably fit in best with his collection, but I'll have to see. I'm not sure, I didn't even catch your name fully. Mike. Ben. Yeah, good to meet you. So here's just sort of some samples of my work, and it's actually sort of what I have on me at the moment. This is a Native American / African American girl that I met in my travels, and did a little session with her in the hotel room. I'm wondering if you'd be at all interested in purchasing any of these. I saw you have an art collection over there.
We do, and we're between collections on the wall, and unfortunately, I would love to be able to say yes, but I'm going to have to take a pass on it.
Okay, no problem, no problem.
I wish you luck.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Peace.
Bruce and Pam put me up for a second night, and they drive me all the way down to Glenwood Springs and leave me in a good spot to hitch from. Thank you. Thank you. You'll read about it. I'll do my best. Back to the road. I'm thinking about trades, thinking about how to trade for more. I got the balloon ride, so I'm gonna see if I can up. I'm competing against myself at this point. I don't know how Ben's doing, so I'm just basically trying to up my ante every time. And that's all I can do. If I want to win, I just have to keeping it interesting for myself.
Having had absolutely no luck hitchhiking over the past few days, I finally strike gold with a guy by the name of Joe. I can't believe how generous Joe is. He drives me almost 200 miles to Nags Head, North Carolina. It's not even where he's going, but it's just another example of someone who's willing to go completely out of their way to help me. After almost 4 hours on the road, we finally arrive at a gas station, and it's right on the edge of the beach. I love the coast. Oh man, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's just such a good feeling. I love the feeling in the air. It's moisture, salt, I don't even know what it is. The smell, I just feel, well, I feel like I've made it, and I still have really a long way to go, but it's a weird feeling of like, I'm basically here. That's how I feel. It's just the smell in the air that I'm familiar with. That's all it is.
You have made it coast to coast.
Coast to coast, that's true. That's true. I have made it coast to coast. I think I need to go shake Joe's hand for that. Joe, I just realized something. You basically just got me to the coast, which means that I've gone coast to coast thanks to you. So that's a huge thing. They just reminded me of that. I don't know how I didn't realize that, but it's true. It's coast to coast. That's pretty crazy.
It's a big mile marker for you.
So we could just stop here pretty much, right? We don't really have to go all the way to New York. It's been a hell of a ride, but I still need to find a bed for the night. This is the first inn that we spotted along the main road here. This is sort of like the beach road. And I like the vibe. It's kind of seaside. So we're gonna go check in here and see. Also, there's no way I'm gonna abandon my buddy Joe. I'm gonna treat him to a hotel. The only problem is, I don't even have a penny in my pocket.
Not an issue.
Not having any money? We're two charming young men. With a smile. I'm sure they'll give us a room. Knock, knock. Hello. Don't mind us. We're just gonna come here with our entourage. Quick question for you, and this may sound a little crazy, but I'm traveling across the United States, and today is the first day I've made it all the way to the opposite coast. I started in LA, and basically I'm traveling on my artwork, and they took all my money away from me in the beginning of this trip, and I just trade art for survival. and this is the first time I've seen water in 31 days. Started in LA and made it all the way to here. So what I'm wondering is, I don't have any money to offer you, but I do have artwork to offer you and various good things in the art world, but was wondering if you could give us a hotel room, basically. I know it's kind of a long shot.
How many people do you have?
Well, it would just be for me, basically.
Okay, because we only have one room.
Yeah, it would be like, you know, if ideally 2 single beds. So. Oh, that's good. So I got your room.
It's better than sleeping in the bed of the truck.
Yeah, it is better than the bed of the truck. So I won that one because they're just like the nicest family ever, and I don't know that it was the art. I don't know that it was our charm. I don't think it was. I think it was just a nice family, and they said they're about to close. They have 1 room left, and I said I would do a piece for them in the morning of the hotel. It sounds perfect. Perfect.
Next time on Artrace, Ben is wrestling the airwaves.
I haven't had any calls, not one.
While Kenny is fighting waves of a different kind.
We're on a motorized raft. It's fast, very fast.